Hi guys, so I was recently trying to build on a tree platform and I found it quite frustrating trying to find guides on how to get a structure that you could easily use. A lot of them seem to use a lot of fence foundations and I wasn't really a fan of that. So I've put together this little method for being able to build a series of foundations on one of these tree platforms. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do that. As you can see, it's made out of foundations and triangle foundations, or regular foundations and triangle foundations. That inner sort of pattern you see at the very inside there, yeah, I kind of bulked that up, but we'll do it properly on the one that we're going to do. Right, so let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to get rid of this tree platform here, and I'm just going to put out a new one. So I'm going to do this on the wooden tree platform, but as you can see on the metal one, it does actually follow the same pattern. So you'll be able to do exactly the same thing on that. So, okay, right, let me get the stuff I need in my inventory. Right, so as you can see here, we are actually using just purely vanilla stuff here. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go right to the edge here, and I'm just going to get one of these fence foundations lined up to the very edge here. It doesn't matter where you put it as long as it is lined up right. Then we're going to take the first angle off, and then we're just going to follow that line. So we got a nice parallel line. Oh, didn't do that right. There we go. A nice parallel line that intersects here. So this is what we're going to use for our line. Now the next thing we're going to do is going to grab a triangle foundation. We're just going to look at where does this go across the center. So it's just beyond that little divot there. That little hole. So that we get this lined up roughly in the middle of the fence foundation there. Make sure it's nice and level. And we're just going to go across until the corner is on the center bit there. There we go. Just pull in a little bit. Is that? That's not quite. There we go. That's level. Right. Okay. Now let's take out this until we've got 5 of them out, and it should be. There we go. Lined up on the center there, and lined up on the center there. Cool. Right. Now I'm going to go ahead and get these. This S Plus tool is awesome for this. Cool. Right. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to go around here and we're going to do 3 regular square foundations, and then we're going to do 5 triangle foundations, and we're just going to follow that pattern all the way around. So 3 square, 5 triangle. So the game decided it wanted to start bailing just as I started talking. Okay, so now what we've got is a 12-sided structure. On the outside of each of these sides, we have 3 faces to work with. And on the inside, we're going to have 3, then 2, 3, then 2, all the way around. Now, to do the outer ring, what we're going to have is, with the foundations, we will end up with a 4-3-4-3 pattern all the way around. And then once we put out some seedings on the outside, we can get it a 4 length on the outer edge all the way around. So what we're going to do is we'll take this inwards first. Actually, no, we'll go outwards first. So I'm just going to follow the squares here. So I'm going to grab these and I'm just going to go put these out like that. And then once again, we're just going to follow the triangles. Now on these triangles, we should have 7 rather than 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there you go. Because these are squares, we've only got 3 there. And then here, we've got 4. Or 4 on the outer edge, I should say. Right, so there we go. And now if we followed seedings out here, what we'd do is we'd take the square seedings on the long faces here, and then we'd do triangle on these 3-sided ones, or these 3 length foundations, and we'd end up with it completely regular all the way around. Now on the way in, what we do is we know that if 3 triangles are going to become 2 faces, because obviously they'll be going inwards. So we'll put the square foundation on these triangular ones. So on these 2 long faces, put the square ones. And then we're just going to take the triangles in between them. So as you can see, those 3 triangles become 2 there. Haha, I pooped. Right, now whatever happens here, no matter what way we do this, we're going to end up with a mismatch here on this inside here. It's going to be a little bit offset, so I'm just going to take it once again in from the squares like this, and then I'm going to take the triangles in. As you can see, we end up with a 1-2 pattern on the inner faces there. Right, and now we do exactly the same method that we did on our first inner ring, is put a square on the small amount of faces, and then we use a triangle to kind of cut into that. So put our squares out here, and now we put our triangles in between, and we should end up with it nice and regular all the way around. Right, there we go. That is a nice geometric pattern that we can work with for building. Makes life a lot easier. We don't have to mess around with foundations or anything like that. We have just got a nice pattern there to work with. As you see on this inner ring here, it's all 1 length, and then this ring here is 2 length, and then this ring here is all 3 length. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and put out some ceilings along here. I'll do it with a wooden set of ceilings. And once again, I'm taking the squares out from the triangles here. And I'm taking the triangles out from the squares because we want to make a... Come on. Let me have it. So freaking annoying that pattern doesn't stick. But anyway, we take the triangles out from the squares because we want to increase the size there to make sure it ends up nice, symmetric all the way around. Right, there we go. Looks quite good if I'm honest. And that is how you get it nice and geometrically lined up, and you can build on there. You know you're going to have nice equal angles all the way around to play with, and that's how you do it. It actually looks kind of cool from underneath as well. You can actually see that. Looks pretty awesome, and it works on a metal platform as well. Now when it comes to building the ceilings and the roofs, it's exactly the same thing. You just want to make sure that what you do is you follow this floor pattern inwards if you want it to look good. So I will go ahead and quickly throw something out on here, and then I'll show you building the ceilings. Right, okay, so I've got my walls on the outside here. Yeah, fairly nice, not the best build in the world, but anyway, it looks nice, I think. So we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some triangle sloped roofs, and we're just going to take these up on this bit here, because as you see we're on the triangle bit of floor there. Do this all the way around. Right, there we go. And now we are going to need some way to snap our sloped walls, our normal sloped roofs, because they're not going to like it. So what I like to do here is I'm just going to put out a ceiling on the middle of each of these walls. And then I'm going to put out a sloped wall on... There we go. These sloped walls out. And I'll do the same thing in the other direction. Right, and now we're ready to put out our sloped roofs. So we can just snap those in quite nicely. Now if we wanted to, we could put a little wall up there. I quite like how it looks like that, but yeah, just put a little wall up there and it looks like it's actually a structure part of it. Right, so you know what, I did decide to actually put those little walls on there because I thought it looked kind of cool. And that one is not snapped right. That's going to vex me. Yeah, oh well, I'll fix it later. Actually, let's just do it now. So let's, have I put these walls on wrong, or have I just snapped it wrong? Let's have a look. How weird. Just for some reason that snap was wrong. Okay, right, so as I was saying, I went ahead and put these walls on here because it will make life a little bit easier, because when you're going from these triangles to this, as you can see, that quite often it does like to give you a little bit of an offset. Now I think what I've actually done is I've either got the fence foundations or the walls on the wrong thing. So when you're putting out the fence foundations, let's grab some. So when you're doing it between them, as you can see, you've got these two potential spaces there. And I think on this one, what I did is I put it on the inside, but I've actually snapped these on the equivalent of the outside. So that's why you kind of got these issues here, or it's the other way around. So anyway, when it comes to doing this bit here, if you put this wall here, you can guarantee that you'll actually snap it nice and flush onto this, and you won't end up with an annoying gap at the top. Right, so that's the triangle ones out. Now, if this really does annoy you, I don't know if we can actually just... No, we can't actually just replace it. You have to kind of take them down and put them back. Let's see, because that's... Yeah, so if we pick that up, and then... There we go. We can kind of get them looking quite nice like that. If you wanted to, that is. But you seem to have that one out and that one out before you can get them doing that. Okay, now it's just a case of putting out the square ceilings. There we go. And then you would just follow that pattern all the way in if you wanted to take it all the way in. Or you could take some walls up, or you could build yourself a nice little railing or something like that. But there we go, guys. That is how we make a structure on a platform that is nice and geometric and easy for you to use and easy for you to then build on top of, and to make sure, like, you know, you don't have to spend hours of frustration trying to get it lined up. As long as you get it lined up on the edge, take it in, get a parallel line, you can get this. I've done this, like I tested this out maybe 10 times in a row, and every time I managed to get it like this, as long as I stuck to those rules. Right, guys, so I hope you found this useful. I hope it helps you with your building. Have fun. Catch you all soon. Bye.